there, this is Dave from e-portfix, and today we're going to be talking about the B-tension screw. Where it is, what it is, and how do you adjust it. Here, let me show you. So your standard rear derailleur has a number of adjustments to make the shifting easy and accurate. Your barrel adjuster here, your limit screws there, and then the B-tension screw. So your barrel adjuster, basically this effectively lengthens or shortens your cable. That helps to center the guide pulley below the cassette when you're shifting, so it indexes and it sits in an accurate position. If you're shifting is slow, going up or down, or the derailleur, the chain is making noise when it's running, usually you just want to adjust your barrel adjuster. The limit screws affect how far the derailleur travels on its limits. And adjusting those correctly will keep your chain from being pushed either off the end of the cassette on the back or on the front. Your B-tension is what we're talking about today. This B-tension adjusts the position of the body of the derailleur. So given a certain chain length, with your B-tension adjustment, it's going to make the derailleur sit one way or another like that, and effectively change the distance between the upper guide pulley and the cassette. Basically, you need the guide pulley directing the chain onto the cassette, and it has to be as close as possible. If it's far away, then you're going to have a length of chain in between the guide pulley and the cassette, and it's going to allow a bit of flex, and it's not going to give you crisp and accurate shifting. So you want that to run close, but you don't want it to be too close so that it's going to be pinching the chain between the guide pulley and the cassette. And also you don't want your guide pulley to be running into the cassette as it shifts across. So on Shimano derailleurs, they don't really give you a distance recommendation. They say they want it as close as possible without pinching the guide pulley and in the chain in between the cassette. SRAM derailleurs, they give a specific dimension of 6 millimeters between the cassette and the upper guide pulley. Campagnolo, they recommend 5 to 7 millimeters. So anything around 6 millimeters is going to be good. So to do the adjustment, when you're turning the screw, basically it's this screw here, and the end of the screw, the steel screw, usually sits against your derailleur hanger, which is often aluminum. Or on a direct mount derailleur, it's sitting against the assembly inside. Or on a SRAM derailleur, it's sitting against this little cam that sits on the mount bolt here. But in any case, usually it's a piece of steel turning onto a piece of aluminum, and there's some tension on it. So when you make the adjustment, tweak the derailleur back a little bit, relieve that tension, and then make your adjustment. So as I turn the screw in, what it's basically doing is bringing the derailleur body back, and that's lengthening the distance between the guide pulley and the cassette. When I unscrew the screw, brings the derailleur forward and closes that gap. And to do the adjustment, you want your chain in the smallest chaining in the front and the biggest cog in the back. If it's too close, and I'll put this one a bit too close here, back out the screw, you're going to see your chain is being pinched between the guide pulley and the cassette. That's no good. Basically, we'll turn that back, tilt the derailleur body back a little bit until it's not making any noise, but it's as close as you can get it. When it's at that right distance, the shifting is going to be accurate, and the derailleur is going to have good control over the chain. So basically, that's the adjustment. Once it's set, you're done. If you change your derailleur, you'll need to change it. If you put a cassette with a different size cogs on it, you're going to want to change the B-tension screw, change that distance between the guide pulley and the cassette. But other than that, you can basically set it and forget it. So that's the B-tension screw. If you have any other questions, comments, leave them below. And again, thanks for watching.